And good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to the pregame show. I'm Kevin Naro coming to you live from Wolf Stadium in San Antonio, Texas, home of the San Antonio Missions. But tonight, it will play host to the San Antonio Johnson Jaguars and the Edinburg Bobcats. So, folks, we made the trip up here nice and safe. Myself and Jake got to go down to the field and speak with a couple of the players, and we got to speak with head coach Robert Valdez. And these Bobcats, were talking about earlier, they were really loose when we went down there. These kids do not seem nervous at all. They're out there right now taking some in and out. So we're going to go ahead and jump into an interview that I had earlier with Bobcat head coach Robert Valdez. Here it is.
Balance.
Let's talk a little bit about your offense. Timely hitting, like you and I have talked throughout the year. So talk about your offense coming up in big moments. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties
right now at this level.
With the
it's
lineup,
all about inches.
rather
it's all
the
about getting the timely hits.
Interview that we had with head coach Robert Valdez, so they're getting that worked up. But the Bobcats, they did make the trip up earlier this afternoon, and I had mentioned earlier how cool and calm and collected they looked. At a good crowd on hand. For the Bobcat side, the starting pitcher for tonight for EHS, there's no secret there. It's going to be their junior ace, John Henry Gonzalez, and he is warming up as we speak. He'll be going up against the southpaw and doubles of San Antonio Johnson, speaking with some of the Johnson folks in the area, saying that the Jaguars are built around their formation. Oh, we got the interview going? Okay, so here you go. We're going to get to the interview by head coach Robert Valdez. Here it is. I'm Kevin Naro here with 956 Sports. We're here in San Antonio, Texas at Wolf Stadium. I'm here with Bobcat head coach Robert Valdez. Coach, you guys are in the Sweet 16 here against San Antonio Johnson. What was this week's practice like for you guys?
Well, we had a lot of distractions to deal with final exams and graduation parties, graduation rehearsal. But, I got to tip my hat to my players. They were pretty focused, pretty prepared all week. And when it was time to work, it was time to work. And they were able to set those distractions aside. I couldn't have been more pleased with the effort from the coaching staff and from the players as far as our point of focus.
A lot has been talked about you guys' pitching, and that has been the main catalyst. So talk a little bit about your pitching and what you got out of Luis Ortega last week in Game 2 and tonight in John Henry.
Well, Luis, our team is gone as our pitching's gone. And one of the reasons we're here right now is because of that pitching. You alluded to Luis. He's come on really strong in his last 2-3 outings. Not saying that he hasn't been consistent all year, but for some reason he's turned it up a notch here in the later rounds that we've been able to advance to. And he's been able to get ahead of hitters. That was his whole deal. He's been efficient in his innings and efficient in his pitch counts. And he's been able to mix in his off-speed well and keep him off balance.
Let's talk a little bit about your offense. Timely hitting, like you and I have talked throughout the year. So talk about your offense coming up in big moments.
Well, right now at this level, it's all about inches. It's all about getting the timely hits and minimizing the errors. We've been able to come through in some clutch situations, and I allude that to our district season, to our tournament season, going to the Border Olympics and exposing these guys the last 2 years, of a different level of baseball. And really, if you look at it, pressure situations, it's just another game. And that's what these guys, they keep telling me. It's just another game, coach. And, they've handled the pressure really well. Solis has come up big for us in our previous series with Laredo United with 2 big clutch hits. But, the funny thing about this team is throughout the lineup, it's a different individual each and every night, or a different individual each and every series. It's just, next man up for these guys, and they keep proving people wrong.
And that's Coach Robert Valdez with the Edinburg Bobcats. I'm Kevin Naro. Be sure to tune. And that was head coach Robert Valdez. And as you saw through the interview, they're, like I mentioned, they're calm, cool, and collected. And what Coach Valdez was talking about, was the pitching and how his offense, how they've just come together sooner rather than later. And as if you kept up in the United Series and in the series before that, they're saving the best for last. So these Bobcats, they can be quiet all game long, but you get into that 6th, 7th inning, and come crunch time, the Bobcats can come back and sting you. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have an interview with Mackie Castillo of the Edinburg Bobcats. We'll be back in a moment.
I don't care what anybody says. I like my fanny pack. You can keep all kinds of stuff in here. Like, look at this. Right now, I've got mushrooms. I like my mushrooms in my fanny pack and right under the bun of my steakhouse sirloin 3rd-pound burger from McDonald's. But you better hurry up, because they'll be gone in a zip. See how I did that? 100% North American sirloin, 100% perfect for lunch. Try all 3 sirloin third-pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts. I don't care what anybody says. I like my fanny pack. You can keep all kinds of stuff in here. Like, look at this. Right now, I've got mushrooms. I like my mushrooms in my fanny pack and right under the bun of my steakhouse sirloin third-pound.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Here presented by Access Insurance Agency, Rena Casas over at Access Insurance. Thank you for sponsoring the pregame show. So the Bobcats, again, for the first time since 1956, have reached to the Sweet 16. And the articles you saw that I wrote and that John wrote on the website earlier this week has all been one word, was pitching. And pitching has been a big key. But behind a good pitcher is always the backstop. The catcher. The catcher is the one who calls the ball games, and the senior backstop for the Edinburg Bobcats, Mackie Castillo. I got to speak with him earlier before the game, so here's the interview with Mackie Castillo. I'm Kevin Arrow here with 956 Sports at Wolf Stadium here in San Antonio, Texas, here with Mackie Castillo, the signal caller, the quote-unquote quarterback on the diamond for the Edinburg Bobcats. Mackie, what is it like to be here in the Sweet 16?
It's an amazing feeling. All the work we put into practice all year, it's finally paying off, and we hope not to let it stop here.
Your coach and myself have talked really highly of you. I referred you as a quarterback on the field. You call these games for these pitchers. What's it like for pitching or for catching for a guy like John Henry and Luis Ortega?
For me, it's an honor. We have one of the best pitching staffs, I would say, in the Valley. We've grown up together. I've caught for them plenty of times. It's nothing new. I can handle them. They know when I'll go out and talk to them, I'll settle them down. It's really no big deal to me. It's a real honor, though.
And then also, not only can you catch, but you can also go onto the mound when need be. So talk a little bit about your pitching as well.
Last year I was the number 1. This year I took on catching full time. I have thrown this year. I'm 3-1 ERA. I think it's 1.7. It's just good that I can do both positions. Any time they need me on the mound or behind the plate, I'm there.
That's the Edinburg High catcher, Michael Castillo. I'm Kevin Arrow here with 956 Sports. I'm Kevin Arrow. And that was the starting catcher, Mackie Castillo, for the Bobcats. And as you just saw in the interview, Mackie is not only a catcher, but he can also be. He's also a part of this 4-man rotation in John Henry Gonzalez. You got Luis Ortega, Jaime Alvarado, who's also the shortstop, and then you have Mackie Castillo. So I think you gain a little bit of an advantage when you have a pitcher/catcher there in your lineup, because as a catcher, you kind of know what pitches to call. You know what the hitters are like, and then as a pitcher, it's just the same thing. So Mackie Castillo has been a big part of this Edinburg. Been a big part of these Bobcats the last 3 years, and he is listed as a senior. So Mackie is the starting catcher tonight. John Henry Gonzalez is on the mound, and our final interview that we had earlier was with Daniel Solis. Daniel provided the late inning heroics in last week's series. He had that walk-off game-winning base hit in Game 1, and then in Game 2, he was a part of that 3-run rally in the 7th. So we were able to speak with Mr. Solis earlier before the game. Here is the interview. I'm Kevin Arrow here with 956 Sports in San Antonio, Texas, the site of Game 1 of this best-of-3 game series. In Sweet 16, I'm here with Daniel Solis of the Edinburg Bobcats. Daniel, your offense has come alive in the later innings, and you have been a part of a couple of big innings. So just talk to me about those big at-bats you had in the previous series.
Well, I just go up there looking for a strike and anything I could hit. Thank God I got the pitches. Hopefully we get them.
Have you looked into Johnson's pitching at all or anything like that?
I know they have two really good lefties, and that's what they're gonna pitch. But I'm more focused on my defense, and I know they bunt a lot, and they're really good on bases and running. So that's what I've been watching a lot.
What kind of offensive approach are you gonna bring to the plate tonight?
Stay back and wait for the pitch. I'm not gonna be anxious or anything. I'm just gonna, because they scouting reports say that they don't throw as fast. They don't throw fast, and we just gotta stay back and wait for the pitch.
And that's a wrap. I'm here at San Antonio, Texas, where the Edinburg Bobcats are extra giddy this afternoon. I'm Kevin Arrow with 956sports.com. I'm Kevin Naro here with 956 Sports in San Antonio, Texas, the site of Game 1 of this best of 3 game series. In Sweet 16, I'm here with Daniel Solis of the Edinburg Bobcats. And that was Daniel Solis. So once again, the Bobcats are in their red uniforms, white pants, as head coach Robert Valdez is out there with head coach Gordon Giselle. They're out there swapping lineup cards and discussing the dimensions of the ballpark. So Solis, again, one of those hitters in the lineup that can sneak up at you at any time. Solis has provided those late inning heroics. So the experience in clutch situations is there. So we have one final treat for you, and it was 956 Sports' very own Jake Berry, and we'll get to that interview right now.
This is Jake Berry with 956 Sports. I'm here with Josh Aguirre. Josh, you were the guy that won the game against Laredo United for the Bobcats in Game 2. How do you think tonight's game's going to go? Great. Do you think you'll come through with some remarkable plays tonight?
Of course.
That's awesome. And how do you think they're going to pitch tonight?
Oh, no, I can talk.
Oh yeah, please.
Oh, I think they're gonna pitch good today. All good. Start stroking some hits. Everybody's gonna hit singles, nothing to the fence. That's what I predict today.
That's great. This is Jake Berry, 956sports.com. This is
And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break at the pregame show as the national anthem will be underway here at Wolf Stadium. You're tuning in to 956sports.com. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to 956sports.com. And once again, I'd like to thank Access Insurance Agency Rena Casas for this proud sponsor of this broadcast. We are coming to you live from Wolf Stadium in San Antonio, Texas. Kevin Naro here with the call, live play-by-play, live video and audio on 956sports.com. Folks, if you're on Twitter, give us a follow at 956sports. We will be keeping you up to date with San Benito, who is actually in action as we speak tonight. So are the Mission Veteran Patriots. So those of you Valley folks wanting to keep up to date with the ball game and the scores, give us a follow on 956 Sports. So here's your starting lineup for the Edinburg Bobcats. Leading it off is Jaime Alvarado. Batting second is Michael Castillo. Batting third is Luis Ortega. Batting in the fourth spot is Matt Trevino. Batting fifth is John Gonzalez. And the sixth hole is Daniel Solis. Batting seventh is Josh Aguirre. And the eighth hole is Jaime Cancino. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Bobcats is Ryan Amador. On the mound for the San Antonio Johnson Jaguars is Ryan Dubles, the southpaw, one of two lefties that the Jaguars possess. And again, I was speaking with some of the newspapers. I think the San Antonio Express News is here. He was speaking to us about these two left-handed pitchers that the Jaguars do possess. A lot of off-speed is what you'll see in lefties, the curveball, the changeup, a mix-in of a fastball here and there. Top of the order is going to be key for the Bobcats. In recent games, they have started off slow, but as the game goes on, they start to find their groove. They start to take a little bit of more pitches. They become more patient at the plate. We'll see if the Bobcats can keep that going here tonight as we are set for the Sweet 16 here on a beautiful evening here in San Antonio, Texas, home of the San Antonio Missions, who are a AA affiliated for the San Diego Padres. So here comes the leadoff man, Jaime Alvarado, batting from the right-handed side of the plate, wearing the number 1. He's also the shortstop for the Bobcats. Head coach Robert Valdez over on the third base side. Bobcats in the red tops, white pants with cats in white across the chest. Dubles starting from the hip. Kicks and delivers the first pitch, and we're underway. First pitch in for a called strike 1. Let's meet the starting defense for the Jaguars. Swung on to the first base side, picked. He'll take it, tap on the bag, 1 quick out for Dubles. Next up is Michael Castillo. The shortstop is Dalton Sheffield. The second baseman is Jacob Kennedy. That's the middle of the infield. Playing the corners, Richard Gilbert is the first baseman, and over on the third base side is Tanner Scarborough. Those are the corners of the infield. Castillo comes to the plate, digging into the box. 1 quick out as the Edinburg Bobcat logo is up on the video board here in right field. Trying to lay down the bunt, and does. Charging and on the run, making the play is a quick 5-3 put out. So just like that, 3 pitches and 2 outs for Dubles and company. Luis Ortega is the batter up for the Bobcats. Patrolling left field is Santana Barrera, the younger brother of Sherryland graduate and current UT catcher Tres Barrera. He's over there patrolling the left field side. And in right field is Zach Sheffield. And in center field is Hunter Trinidad. 2 outs, no score, top of the first. Bobcats at the plate. Ortega batting from the right-handed side of the plate. Takes the first pitch fastball, painting the inside corner for a strike 1. Doing the catching tonight is Max Kenny for the Jaguars, and Dubles again on the bump for the Jags. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, swung on, hit the other way. Chopper fielded over to first, and in time, Kennedy to Gilbert for a 4-3 put out. And a quick 1-2-3 top half of the first inning. We're scoreless here at Wolf Stadium with the Jaguars due up next. You're tuning into 956sports.com.
Kind of known for my impressions. So here's my impression of a sirloin third pound burger from McDonald's if you don't get one soon. That's right, gone. Also, did that feel like 100% sirloin to you? Because it felt like 100% sirloin to me. 100% North American sirloin, 100% limited. Try all 3 sirloin third pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts. Kinda known.
And welcome back to 956sports.com. Kevin Nara here with the call. Getting set for the bottom half of the first inning. No score between the Edinburg Bobcats and the Johnson Jaguars. Again, this is a Sweet 16 matchup as the Bobcats are reaching new heights for the first time since 1956. Here's your starting lineup for the Jaguars. Leading it off is Dalton Sheffield. Batting second is Jacob Kennedy. Batting in the third hole is Ryan Dubles. Batting cleanup is Santana Barrera. Batting fifth, he's a designated hitter, is Richard Gilbert. Batting sixth is Tanner Scarborough. And the seventh spot is Max Kenny. Batting eighth is Zach Sheffield. And in the ninth hole is Hunter Trinidad. That's the starting lineup for the, you can say, the hometown Jags. I was speaking with one of the Johnson folks. They said Johnson is just 15 minutes up the road here from Wolf Stadium. So then I said, well, the Bobcats don't have the advantage today as they had to make the trip up from Edinburg up here to San Antonio, about a 3.5, 4 hour drive. Bobcats were here early this afternoon, around 2, 3 o'clock, when myself and Jake drove in around 3:30, 4 o'clock, started getting set up. Sheffield's getting set to lead things off. Kind of a shade of a North Carolina blue for the Jags. Sheffield batting from the right-handed side of the plate with the high socks, sporting the number 4. The Edinburg Bobcats had a little bit of playtime prior to the ball game. We're playing some pepper and hanging out over in right field as John Henry Gonzalez's first pitch is in for a called strike 1. Expected a pitcher's duel between Dubles and Gonzalez, the southpaw versus the righty. Here's the 0-1 from Gonzalez. Kicks and delivers. That pitch missing low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the starting defense for the Bobcats. Jaime Alvarado is the shortstop. Over on second base is Ryan Amador. The 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter. On the corners, Matt Trevino is the first baseman and Daniel Solis is over on the hot corner. As Gonzalez, listed as a junior, is a verbal commit to the University of Texas Tech. Clocked in the high 80s to low 90s. Fastball, curveball, changeup in the arsenal of the right-hander. Here's the 1-2. Fastball up in the zone, fouled off back. Count remains at 1-2. Jaime Cancino is patrolling center field. Over in right is Josh Aguirre, and in left field is Luis Ortega. Kicks and delivers the 1-2. That fastball is high in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Sheffield, the leadoff man. Kennedy to follow. Gonzalez starting with that right foot on the rubber. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on, hit center field, back. And making the grab for out number 1 is Cancino. You can mark that an F8 on your scorecard. Folks, if you're on Twitter, you can follow us at 956 Sports. If you're on Facebook, you can like us there at 956 Sports for live updates as the game goes on. Jacob Kennedy steps to the plate wearing the number 21. As Robert Valdez is setting up his defense. Right field and center field shaded to pull. Here's the first pitch from Gonzalez. Slapped the other way, foul. Over to our right. No balls, 1 strike early on to the batter, Kennedy.
Again, we ask you to help us get those balls in the stands to the Johnson dugout. Thank you.
Here's the 0-1, low and away. That pitch in for a ball. So the Bobcats, with a familiar name, going against the Jaguars, the Economides Jaguars, rather. They have faced off twice this year. Pitch is high and in for ball 2. Scoreboard indicating 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, bottom of the first, no score. Amador, the second baseman, playing back on the grass. This one hit the other way and again foul. Count will remain. Well, now the scoreboard fixes it. It is now a 2-1 count. Oh, they switched it back to a 2-2 count. The scoreboard keeper to our right trying to get the count situated. So it is a 2-2 count. Kicks from the belt. That pitch missing high. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Kennedy. Here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. Swung on, right back up the middle. That's going to be a 1-out base hit for Jacob Kennedy. Kennedy really worked Gonzalez in that count.
Next in the box for the Jaguars, pitcher 24, Ryan Dubles.
This brings up the counterpart, Ryan Dubles. First lefty in the order that Gonzalez will face. Started out with righty, now lefty. Santana Barrera waiting in the on-deck circle. Solis creeping up on the edge of the grass. Trevino holding the runner on. Going on the first pitch. This one's popped up to left field. Ortega on the run. Makes the grab for the out number 2, and he makes the throw to first, but not in time as Kennedy retreats back to the bag safely. 2 down in the inning after the pop up to left field. Barrera now comes to the plate. With the sun coming in, Ortega out in left field. The more he steps back, the deeper he plays, he'll run into that sun. But when he came up and made that grab, shaded by the pavilion here at the ballpark. Coming from the stretch, Eds Gonzalez. Trevino holding the runner Kennedy on. And a pickoff attempt over to first. Kennedy slides in safely. 340 out to right field. 402 to dead center. And you got a left field porch out there. It's 310. Those are the dimensions here at Wolf Stadium. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. And a beautiful evening here in San Antonio, Texas, right off the highway here. A lot of the folks are relieved that the bad weather has come and gone, and we're able to get this game underway. Here's the 1-0. Fastball down the middle for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gordon Cassell is the head coach for the Jaguars. 7 years at the helm for the San Antonio Johnson Jaguars. 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter Barrera. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That fastball up in the zone got Barrera to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A man on first, no score. Here's the 1-2. High pop up in the infield. Castillo under it, makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and a man left on. We are through 1 inning here at Wolf Stadium. Bobcats nothing, Jaguars nothing. It'll be Trevino, Gonzalez, Solis due up next. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
I bought my mother a new sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's and she thought it was just peachy. Peachy. Find out if your mother has more accurate taste buds than mine, sooner rather than later though. They're only around for a limited time. Not even a hint of peach. 100% North American sirloin, 100% delicious. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts. I bought my mother.
And welcome back to Wolf Stadium here in San Antonio, Texas. Kevin Naro here with the call. I'd like to thank the sponsor is Access Insurance Agency, Ms. Rena Casas. Thank you for the sponsor. Once again, folks, if you're on Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter at 956sports, and you can like us on Facebook, 956sports. As we're getting set for the top of the 2nd inning, we have an updated score with San Benito at the end of 3. The Lady Greyhounds lead New Braunfels Canyon by a score of 1-0. So the San Benito Lady Greyhounds are in the Elite 8, looking to reach that state tournament. Leadoff man is Matt Trevino, batting from the left-handed side of the plate. First pitch from Doubles, missing outside for ball 1. And we have an updated score. Mission Veterans leads 5-0, as Coach Guerrero is keeping me up to score with that game. That is in game 2 and the 5A Sweet 16. The 1-0 pitch missing low, 2 balls, no strikes. Mission Veterans fell in game 1 last night in 5 innings by a score of 13-1. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Doubles. Just getting a piece of it foul is the batter, Trevino. They'll have Noel Vela tonight on the mound, the lefty for head coach Casey Smith's ball club. So in case you're just tuning in, we are scoreless through 1. Dubles, the southpaw, is the starting pitcher for the Jaguars. 2-1 pitch, hit the other way, foul. Heads up over on the third base side above the Jags dugout. Counter uneven, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shuffield's the shortstop, Kennedy's the second baseman, both playing back on the grass. Midways is Gilbert, the first baseman, and Scarborough over on the third base side. Scarborough is a returning first-team All-District. Over on the hot corner, chopper to Scarborough, fields it on the hop, sets his feet, fires over, and in time, and a 5-3 putout. That's Scarborough to Gilbert. 1 up and 1 down for Dubles.
Pitcher, number 7, John Gonzalez.
This brings up John Henry Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the workhorse for Coach Valdez's club. Tossed that no-hitter against Edinburg Economides in a 4-0 win. Gonzalez punched out 17 and walked 5 in the win. Gonzalez taking the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. When I spoke to John after the game, he said, you know, I didn't even know I had a no-hitter until the guy started storming me there up on the mound. As he shoots that one foul. Falls behind in the count early. No balls, 2 strikes. Only a junior is John Henry. He's already started to turn some heads, not only in the Valley, but throughout the state. One pitcher facing off against another. Kenny sets up outside. Off speed, low and away, trying to get Gonzalez to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Max Kenny is doing the catching tonight for the Jaguars. He was a second-team All-District last year. Here's the 1-2. Low and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, we'd like to see a little bit of more patience at the plate for the Bobcats this time around. So last week they were held scoreless through 6 innings until they exploded for that 3-run 7th. Here's the 2-2. Fastball low and away. Good AB here from Gonzalez. Down in the count early, 0-2. Gets 3 straight balls. Works the count full. Here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. Ball low and a good eye there from Gonzalez. He draws a 1-out walk. He'll be the first base runner for the Bobcats this evening. This brings up number 13, Daniel Solis. Kelly Parker and Felipe Barrera are the assistant coaches for the Jags, and Felipe Barrera, again, the father of Tres Barrera. So they have some Valley ties there. So Solis digs into the box. Coming from the stretch is Dubles. Aguirre waiting in the on-deck circle. 1 down, no score, top of the second. Checking the runner. And the first pitch is fouled back and out of play for a called strike 1. Holding the runner on first is Gilbert as a pickoff attempt. Runner back safely. Solis the batter, and again he had put together some good ABs in that Game 2 series against Laredo United last week in Roma. The 0-1, a good eye, and the runner's going. Gets a late jump, but the throw is offline, and he slides in safe, and that's a stolen base. Manny Ibarra, the courtesy runner. So Ibarra got a late jump. Fortunate for him, Kenny's throw was offline. So the Bobcats have a runner in scoring position with 1 down in the inning. And their big bat and Daniel Solis at the Trinidad, the center fielder, playing shallow. 1-1. That pitch just chipped foul. Counter run, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sheffield's in right. Barrera is in left. Trinidad, the center fielder, in case you're just tuning in. No score, top of the second. 7-8-9, bottom half of the order due up for the Bobcats. Working from the left side of the rubber is Dubles. Checks the runner. Time called from the home plate umpire. And he is approving the request from Daniel Solis, who called time. Sometimes you have to be careful as a hitter. Sometimes the home plate umpire will not allow or not grant the timeout. Something to keep an eye on for you young kids out there tuning in as a hitter. Here's the 1-2. We'll try it again. Kenny setting up on the outside. Ibarra taking a big lead. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the evening for Dubles. Fastball high and away on a 1-2 pitch. Solis falls victim to the second out of the inning. Josh Aguirre now comes to the plate. Lights already on here at Wolf Stadium. 7:52 on my watch. Sun should be setting just around this time. Aguirre the batter. Ibarra the courtesy runner on second. Swinging on the first pitch. That's going to be a base hit back up the middle. Valdez holding the runner. And he goes about halfway, and he'll retreat back to the bag at third. A close call there for the Bobcats, but nonetheless, they'll have runners on the corners, first and third. Aguirre gets the first hit of the night for the Bobcats. Jaime Cancino now comes to the plate. The Bobcats are in business with 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Trinidad played that as good as you can play it as a center fielder, playing shallow, came up firing. Valdez was giving Ibarra the green light all the way until Ibarra went about halfway when Valdez put the brake lights on. Heads up base running there from Ibarra. Runners on the corners, first and third, 2 down. Cancino, the center fielder, comes to the plate. And now they're going to tag the runner out at third. And a mishap on the base paths there on the first base side. Aguirre looked as if he lost his footing. And Ibarra out there sitting like a waiting duck over on the third base side. Tagged out for out number 3, midway through the second. No score here at Wolf Stadium. You're tuning in to 956 Sports.
A new sirloin third pound burger from McDonald's, and she thought it was just peachy. Peachy. Find out if your mother has more accurate taste buds than mine, sooner rather than later, though. They're only around for a limited time. Not even a hint of peach. 100% North American sirloin, 100% delicious. Try all 3 sirloin third pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
And welcome back to the broadcast booth. Once again, Kevin Naro bringing you the call. If you go back into the season, if you follow the Edinburg Bobcats, you can tell that if there was a weakness in this ball club, Coach Valdez would go straight to the base running miscues. And right there, the Bobcats had runners on first and third with a little mishap on the base path. Hopefully that doesn't haunt them here this evening. 5-6-7, the order due up for the Jags. Richard Gilbert will be leading it off for the Jags. Right-handed hitter is Gilbert. Bottom of the second inning, no score. First pitch from Gonzalez is up high for ball 1. Scarborough waiting in the on-deck circle. So be sure to follow us at 956 Sports on Twitter. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed on the fastball, blew it by him. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you're on Facebook, you can like us there on Facebook, 956 Sports. Kevin Arrow with the call. Jake Berry here to my right. He has the hard job here tonight, folks. He's the one working the laptop, the Twitter, and the camera and all that. That pitch in for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Robert Valdez up on the first step of the dugout. EHS really just taking in all this here. Being in the Sweet 16 and making it this far in the postseason. The 1-2 is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd inning, Mission Veterans 5, Georgetown nothing. At the end of 4, San Benito 1, New Braunfels Cannon nothing. That is the girls softball Elite 8 action. Swing and a miss. 1 up, 1 down, and the first strikeout for John Henry Gonzalez as the Bobcats will go around the horn. Scarborough comes to the plate with 1 down. As I mentioned earlier, the Patriots had fallen in Game 1 last night, so they're facing elimination. First pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking ball for 1 strike. But that's something the Patriots have come accustomed to. Last round, they were down 1-0 to Roma. The round before that, they were also down 1-0, so they had played from behind in the previous 2 series. Back to the breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Solis playing up over on third base. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball caught looking. You can ring them up. Back-to-back strikeouts. They'll go around the horn once again. Back-to-back Ks for the junior ace. Max Kenny now steps into the box. Plays with the dirt a little bit. Right-handed hitter is Kenny, wearing the number 23 with the white and black gloves. Swing on the first pitch, shallow pop-up. Amador under it, makes the grab for a quick 1-2-3 inning. We are through 2 here at Wolves Stadium, and it's going to be Cancino, Amador, Alvarado due up next. Scoreless at the end of 2 as we head to the 3rd. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
Burger from McDonald's, but you better hurry up, because they'll be gone in a zip. See how I did that? 100% North American sirloin, 100% perfect for lunch. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts. I don't care what anybody says, I like my fanny pack. You can keep all kinds of stuff in here, like look at this. Right now, I've got mushrooms. I like my mushrooms in my fanny pack and right under the bun of my steakhouse sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's. But you better hurry up, because they'll be gone in a zip. See how I did that? 100% North American sirloin, 100% perfect for lunch. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
And welcome back to 956sports.com. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Access Insurance Agency, with Brina Casas, with the proud sponsor of this broadcast, and along with the pregame show we got to knock out earlier. It's going to be 8-9-1. The order due up for the Bobcats, Jaime Cancino, followed by Ryan Amador. Then we'll head back to the top of the order, and Jaime Alvarado. Folks, once again, if you're on the social media sites, give us a follow at 956sports, and you can like us on the Facebook page at 956 Sports. You can follow us for live updates. As 3 teams in the Valley remain strong in the 4A, 5A, 6A, Mission Veterans, the Hidalgo Pirates, and the Edinburg Bobcats. Cancino, the center fielder, is leading it off with a United States sleeve on the right-handed side, or right arm, I should say. With an open stance is Cancino. First pitch swinging over the shortstop's head. A nice effort, but that's going to be a leadoff base hit for Jaime Cancino, wasting no time. I tell you what, Sheffield almost robbed Cancino of a hit, But nonetheless, the leadoff man is aboard. This sets up Brian Amador, the second baseman. So this nickname has been floating around over at the EHS campus. They've been calling them the Cardiac Cats. Been playing in a couple of close ball games. Fair enough. Or I know the Edinburg Lady Bobcats, I gave them that name earlier in their season when I was out there covering them. I had given them the nickname the Cardiac Cats. It's self-explanatory. It's Cardiac Cats. As these Bobcats here have been playing in a lot of close ball games throughout the playoffs. Trying to lay down the bunt. Unable to as it shoots foul for strike one. Amador batting ninth in the order. Valdez giving his hitter the signs. Bobcats were able to sweep San Benito in the by-district round, and in the area round they got their money's worth against a tough Eagle Pass squad. Then they squared off against Laredo United. In that game, they were also able to sweep the Longhorns. No balls, one strike to the batter Amador, and a pickoff attempt sliding back safely. That's Gancino. Sun started to go down. We're starting to get into that twilight part of the evening where the ball can get lost up in the when the sun's going down and the stars are starting to come out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And again, unable to lay down the sacrifice bunt. No balls, two strikes to the batter, Amador. So the Bobcats winning the district 31-6A for the first time since the 2008 season. Coach Kaz over on the first base side for the Bobcats, wearing the number 41. Coach Valdez over on the third base side, wearing the number 0. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, the runner Cancino is going, throws on line. And he is caught stealing with ease, and a nice throw from Kenny. Caught stealing there for out number 1. So again, the base running has been the question mark for the Bobcats here early on in this one. So nobody on the base paths, was 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Amador. That pitch up high. Count runs even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, ground ball. That one gets back up the middle for a 1-out base knock. Back-to-back singles for the Bobcats. 1 down in the inning. Back to the top of the order we go. Jaime Alvarado, who is the shortstop and the pitcher. 0 for 1 tonight is Jaime. The winner here will face San Antonio Reagan or Laredo Alexander. Alexander coming into the postseason ranked number 1 in the state and 7th in the nation. First pitch, strike 1 looking to Alvarado. The Alexander Bulldogs have had their fair share of Valley clubs they've had to face. First pitch swung on. 5-4 over to first and in time around the horn. 5-4-3 twin killer, and that will end the inning. Midway through the third, no score here at Wolf Stadium. You're tuning in to 956sports.com. Oh, we're going to go ahead and stay on the air for a little bit longer. So Alexander faced off against Nicky Rowe in the first round. They swept them. Then they went up against Edinburg North in the second round. They went to Game 3. So we'll continue on this Alexander story. Or we can keep going. We can keep going, okay. Alexander went to Game 3 with Edinburg North. Then they faced off against Palmview. Also went to a Game 3. That Game 2, we were a bit surprised. Palmview rallied back and got that win. So the Alexander team is beatable, despite them having the number 1 ranking in the state. You know, they took their licks against Edinburg North. They took their licks against Palmview. They lead the series against Reagan right now, 1-0. Not that we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I think a lot of people would go ahead and favor the number 1 team in the state in Laredo, Alexander. And that would be one heck of a matchup if we would get the Bobcats going up against Laredo Alexander. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break in the action. Midway through the third, no score here at Wolf Stadium. You're tuning in to 956 Sports.
Hey, I'm Max, and over the next several weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot of me. And don't get any funny ideas, because by seeing a lot of me, I mean I'll be giving you a loving reminder every single day that the new sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's will only be here for a limited time. And you don't want to miss out. What are you waiting for? Go. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be right here the whole time. 100% North American sirloin, 100% limited. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this loving while it lasts.
And welcome back to the action. Sheffield to lead things off for the Jags after that inning-ending double play, which is a pitcher's best friend. John Henry hoping he can run into a couple of those as this one goes on. First pitch fouled back for a called strike 1. 8-9-1, the order due up for the Jags. No balls, 1 strike. 3 hits for the Bobcats, just 1 for Johnson. Bottom third. Swing and a miss on the fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Middle of the infield, playing back, Solis. Playing a few steps back behind the grass, then creeps up. That pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we're in the Region 4 bracket. They will face the winner between, again, Reagan and Alexander, who are in action last night. The 1-2 pitch, fastball blows it by him for a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Gonzalez, 1 up and 1 down. Hunter Trinidad is now the batter up for the Jags. First time the Jags will get to the bottom half of the order. Bobcats have already batted around. Top of the order due up for the Jags. Johnson defeated Schertz Clemens in the by-district round, and in the area round they took down Carroll. And in the regional quarterfinal they defeated O'Connor. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to be extra bases into right center field over Cancino's head. And rounding second, he's headed for third. He's on his horse. Here's a throw in, sliding, called out at third. Beautiful relay play from the Bobcats and a huge out number 2. Nonetheless, good hustle there from Trinidad. Bobcats showing off the guns. And they'll get a spotlight there from the bench. Marco Rivera throwing the spotlight over to his boys on the field. And a big out number 2. That pitch outside for a called ball 1. They're going to credit him with a double. They tallied up the second hit up on the scoreboard. So 2 hits surrendered thus far from John Henry. He's fanned 3. 1 ball, no strikes early on in the count. One ball, 1 strike. Over in left field is Ortega. Cancino, the center fielder, and Aguirre out in right. Cancino playing more shaded to the right center field. Big gap out there in left center. So the coaches do their homework on the spray chart. Top of the order for the Jags, Dalton Sheffield. He's 0 for 1 with a pop out to center field. Again, both clubs wearing the white pants. Majority of the ball players sporting that high socks look. Here's the 1-1 from Gonzalez. That pitch away. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And John Henry Gonzalez lost his footing on the mound as he takes a tumble. Not too sure what happened there. So not his finest moment, but Coach Kaz is going to have a chat with the home plate umpire. Now Robert Valdez coming to chime in, and something you don't see too often. So now the infield is having a chat. Coach Kaz heading out onto the mound to talk with his starter. Now the trainer for the Edinburg Bobcats will come out onto the mound to check on Gonzalez. So once again, folks, you can follow us on the social media sites at 956 Sports on Twitter. You can also like us on Facebook, 956 Sports. Gonzalez looks to be okay as both the trainer and Kaz are heading back to the dugout as he'll get an applause from the Bobcat faithful. Home plate umpire now having a chat with the Johnson coaching staff. Well, if you're a Bobcat fan, you had to be holding your breath on that one. Henry looks to be okay. The umpires are going to grant him a couple of warm-up pitches. So in case you're just tuning in, the Bobcats went down in order in the top half of the first inning. In the second inning, they were able to draw a 1-out walk. And were able to draw a base hit from Aguirre. Nothing going there. Then a double play to end the third inning. So back to the action here, no score. Bottom of the third inning, the 2-1 pitch comes with a fastball. And rather, that was a 3-1 pitch. So that'll be a 2-out walk.
Second baseman, 21, Jacob Kennedy.
So the 3-1 count was low and away. 2 outs in the inning. Jacob Kennedy steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit back in his first trip to the plate. Runner is going. Here's a throw from Mackie on time. Safe at first. They're going to say he missed the tag. Boy, I tell you, that looked good from up here. But nonetheless, Sheffield will have himself a stolen base. Alvarado wondering where he missed on the tag. Nonetheless, a great throw from Mackie from behind the plate. Now Johnson will have their first base runner in scoring position. Second base runner of the night. Working from the stretch as Gonzalez. Here's the 0-1. Half-hearted swing. They're going to check. He went around. The runner will advance to third on the pass ball. So you're in that spot where you have the hitter down 0-2, but you have the runner aboard on third with 2 down. Big spot here for the Bobcats. And as if you've kept up with them, you know that the runs, every run is precious. Here's the 0-2. Fastball, low and away. Well out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. And a good eye there from Kennedy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a called strike 3, pen in the outside corner. For out number 3, we are through 3 here at Wolf Stadium, and we are scoreless. It'll be Castillo, Ortega, Trevino. Due up next for the Bobcats. You're tuning in to 956 Sports.
I don't care what anybody says. I like my fanny pack. You can keep all kinds of stuff in here. Like, look at this. Right now, I've got mushrooms. I like my mushrooms in my fanny pack and right under the bun of my steakhouse sirloin 3rd-pound burger from McDonald's. But you better hurry up, because they'll be gone in a zip. See how I did that? 100% North American sirloin, 100% perfect for lunch. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd-pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
Welcome back to the action. Kevin Naro here with the call. Jake Berry here to my right. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Access Insurance Agency, Miss Rena Casas, with the sponsor. Top of the fourth here at Wolf Stadium in San Antonio, Texas. We're scoreless. Top of the order for the Bobcats, Mackie Castillo will be leading it off. Second batter in the order. Ortega to follow. Duble's on the bump for the Jags. The off speed floating in there for a called strike one at the knees. No time called from the batter, Castillo. Spoke with him earlier, and like I said, I refer to him as a quarterback on the diamond. He's the one who calls the pitches, and he has done an excellent job in him catching for guys like John Henry and Luis Ortega. And Jaime Alvarado has to be something special. He shoots that one's foul, no balls, 2 strikes. We talked about the camaraderie on this club too. These guys have played together since they were in T-ball, 5, 6 years old. Rips this one, and it will land foul out in the bleachers. Count will remain at 0-2. So there is a scenario floating around at a potential matchup between the district rivals in the next round between the San Antonio squads, Reagan and Johnson. That one again is shot foul. Of course, having to beat Johnson, we need to win this series, and Reagan would have to come back and win against Laredo Alexander. Last time that has happened, when 2 district rivals in the San Antonio area matched up, 24 years ago. So it's been a long time coming. And the Valley actually saw that happen in the previous round with Roma facing off against Mission Veterans. The 0-2 on the way. That one missing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch low and in on the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Castillo. 6-0, the Patriots add to their lead. They're looking to force a game 3 as they're scoring off against Georgetown in the Class 5A Sweet 16. Here's the 2-2 from Dubles. Off speed, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Now the Jags will go around the horn, 1 up, 1 down. Second strikeout of the night for the southpaw.
Number 12, Luis Ortega.
Luis Ortega now comes to the plate. Ortega, who is the starter in Game 2 in last weekend's series against Laredo United. Changeup floating in there for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Ortega 0 for 1 on the night with a ground out to the second baseman in his first trip to the plate. Matt Trevino waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, picked by the shortstop. Fires off his back foot, and a nice scoop, 6-3 put out. Sheffield to Gilbert for out number 2. Gilbert with a fine scoop over on the first base side. 2 up, 2 down for the Jags.
Number 5, Matt Trevino.
Matt Trevino comes to the plate, 0 for 1 thus far. We have an updated score from the Lady Greyhounds. We'll get you that after this pitch. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Swinging on the first pitch is Trev. San Benny has a 4-0 lead as they get into the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, slow roller. This one's going to get up the middle. Throwing off his back foot, not in time. We'll score that as an infield single for Matt Trevino. Played well by Kennedy, not in time on the throw. So we'll have a runner on with 2 down. John Gonzalez comes to the plate. Coming from the stretch is Dubles, one of 2 southpaws they have in the starting rotation. Kicks and delivers. First pitch swinging underneath Scarborough's glove at third. This one will trickle into left field. Bobcats catching a break. You can score that in E5. Gonzalez is aboard on first. Trevino on second. Scarborough unable to field that one on the third base side. Keeps the inning alive for the Bobcats. Daniel Solis steps into the box.
Third base for 13, Daniel Solis.
So time called from Kenny. He's out there to have a chat with his starting hurler. Bobcats with the runner in scoring position. 2 down, no score. Top of the 4th inning. So be sure to follow us tomorrow afternoon, Game 2. First pitch set for a 5 o'clock start. Back in Edinburg, Texas. At Edinburg Baseball Stadium. If there is a Game 3, it will follow 30 minutes after Game 2. Now, keeping an eye on the runner is the pitcher, Dubles. Kennedy, the second baseman, playing close to the bag. Now pounding his glove, then sets back up. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Strike 1 to Solis. I think we were talking about it earlier about the advantage either team will have if they win Game 1. You'd have to take the trip back, but how much harder would it be with taking a loss and having to travel the next day and then playing 2 ball games? Slow roller to the first base side. Gilbert fields it, taps on the bag at first, unassisted for out number 3. 2 man left on, 1 hit, 1 error. No runs come across. Midway through the 4th inning, Bobcats nothing, Jaguars nothing. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
Hey, I'm Max. And over the next several weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot of me. And don't get any funny ideas, because by seeing a lot of me, I mean I'll be giving you a loving reminder every single day that the new sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's will only be here for a limited time. And you don't want to miss out. What are you waiting for? Go. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be right here the whole time. 100% North American sirloin, 100% limited. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
And welcome back to 956sports.com. Heart of the order due up. Dubles leading it off. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Bobcats and the Jags scoreless through 3.5. Bottom of the 4th. 2 hits, 1 error for the Jags. 4 hits, no errors for the Bobcats. That pitch fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the batter, Dubles. Baudetta and Gilbert due up next. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gonzalez kicks and delivers. This one swung on, looped to shallow left field. This one will land just foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. So back to that story on that advantage. The Bobcats had to make the trip up today. And if they could steal one on the road here in San Antonio, you'd have to like their chances going back home, well rested, opposed to Johnson, who will have to travel tomorrow and potentially could be down 1-0. We don't know yet. But if that's the case, you'd have to like the Bobcats' favor. Here's the 1-2. That pitch just missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If it goes the other way around, San Antonio still has to make the trip. But I'd say it's a lot easier when you make a trip when you win opposed to when you lose. You get out of bed saying, hey, we got the W. That pitch is high and outside for ball 3. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Dubles. Dubles is 0 for 1 with a pop-up to left field in the first inning. Here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. Swung on, chopper to the first base side, foul ball. Trevino is able to keep that in front of him and rolls foul on the first base side. So we'll see what happens. And as I expected, and I'm sure Jake and Coach Valdez probably would have expected a low-scoring ball game. Bobcats doing their homework all week long on San Antonio Johnson. We'll try it again. Here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman, Amador, over to first and in time, and a 4-3 put out for out number 1. Santana Barrera comes to the plate. So again, Barrera, the younger brother of Tres Barrera, who I got to cover in his time at Sherryland High School as a quarterback. And again, with these Valley ties, those of you familiar, you will say, hey, I remember Tres Barrera. Now the starting catcher for Augie Garrido and his UT Longhorns as they won the conference title. First pitch, a fastball, swing and a miss for strike 1. Kiefer Gonzalez throughout the season was getting ahead and staying ahead. The old cliche for any starting pitcher. That pitch missing. Low and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of the Bobcats alumni are out here and in attendance. Here's the 1-1. And a half-hearted swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. Bobcats will go around the horn. 2, 5, 6, 4, 5, and 1. Bobcats doing a lot of that tonight. 2 up, 2 down. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. To the batter, Derek Martinez will get his first crack at it. That pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. To the batter, Martinez. Middle of the infield, playing back. Fouled back off the netting. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vela is rolling for the Mission Veteran Patriots. He has 7 strikeouts on the night. Again, as the Patriots are looking to push that ball game to a game 3 and a winner-take-all. Here's the 2-1. Fastball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch and a called strike 3. Or rather, the umpire was, it looked as if the umpire was ringing him up. The umpire is going to correct himself. Nonetheless, this is going to be a pop-up. Shallow right field. Amador making the grab. The umpire, I think he confused himself on that play, was ringing up the batter, so I called for a strike 3. The batter, Martinez, thought so. That's why he started walking off. But the umpire will correct himself. Nonetheless, it's a fly out to the second baseman and a 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Jags. We are scoreless through 4 as we head to the 5th. Aguirre, Cancino, and Amador due up next. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
I bought my mother a new sirloin third-pound burger from McDonald's, and she thought it was just peachy. Peachy. Find out if your mother has more accurate taste buds than mine, sooner rather than later, though. They're only around for a limited time. Not even a hint of peach. 100% North American sirloin, 100% delicious. Try all 3 sirloin third-pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
So one quick out.
Number 11, Mackie Castillo.
So a quick pop-up to left field. 1 down in the inning. That was Aguirre, the batter, on the F7. Cancino steps to the plate. Updated score after 4 innings. Hidalgo 2, Brazos Port 0. That's an updated score with the Hidalgo Pirates. First pitch in for a called strike 1. So I was talking to Jake here on that little mishap we just had in the bottom half of the inning. The umpire was ringing up the batter, and even the batter was already fixing to toss his bat like, darn it, struck out. And the umpire quickly brought up his hand and says, excuse me, my mistake. Happens to the best of us. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Cancino. Sheffield, the right fielder, playing shallow. And a swing and a miss for a strikeout. 2 quick outs for the Jags. He'll go around the horn. No balls, 2 strikes, and gets him on 3 pitches. Ryan Amador now the batter. First pitch breaking ball in for a called strike 1. Amador is 1 for 1 on the night with a base hit back in the 3rd, but fell victim to a double play in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th, San Benito 4, New Braunfels Canyon 1. Time called from the home plate umpire. The 1-1 pitch, missing just a bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Swung on, chopper to Kennedy. Fires over in time to Gilbert. 4-3 put out. And double says, John Henry Gonzalez, anything you can do, I can do better, as both pitchers have locked horns here. Midway through the 5th, we're still scoreless. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
For my impressions. So here's my impression of a sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's if you don't get one soon. That's right. Gone. Also, did that feel like 100% sirloin to you? Because it felt like 100% sirloin to me. 100% North American sirloin, 100% limited. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
Welcome back to the action here in San Antonio, Texas. Scarborough to lead things off for the Jags. Fastball down the middle for a called strike 1. Scarborough 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Behind in the count early. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. Chopper to the shortstop. Alvarado picks it. Sets his feet. Fires over. Throws off line. He's going to be safe on first. Trevino's showing he applied the tag. It's going to be an infield single for Scarborough. He's now 1 for 2. Throw was a bit offline. Trevino's going to say he applied the tag, and now Valdez comes out. He's going to want an explanation. So now the umpiring crew will have a chat over on the first base line. 4-man crew here tonight. So they're discussing whether Trevino was able to apply the tag. That's the topic they're discussing now. And he's going to be safe on first. So the call will stand. Scarborough will be aboard on first on the infield single. Max Kenny, the batter, 0 for 1 with a pop-up in the 2nd inning. Solis playing up on the grass. No secret here. Jags looking to move the runner over on a sacrifice bunt. First pitch is low and away for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Bunt this time to the first base side. Sacrifice is now a race to the bag. Trevino applies the tag for out number 1, but the runner does advance 90 feet. Kenny there had Solis cheating up on the third base side and showed off the control of the bat, able to push that one towards the first base side. But nonetheless, sacrifice is in order. Zach Sheffield, the batter, struck out back in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. However, the Jags do have a runner in scoring position. He's on 2nd base. Trevino coming from the stretch. 1 down, no score. Bottom of the 5th. Alvarado now teasing the runner on second as he'll get a throw from his hurler. Runner slides back in safely. Standing up on the bag is Scarborough. And the check swing there went around for strike one. End of the 6th. The Lady Greyhounds lead their ball game by a score of 4-1. The 0-1 pitch high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down in the inning. No score here in the bottom of the 5th. 4 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats. 2 hits, 1 error for the Jags. Here's the 1-1. And now Gonzalez calls time. Gonzalez deals the 1-1. Light swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So game 2 will begin tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Back in Edinburg, Texas. At Edinburg Baseball Stadium. We'll be bringing you the game live on 956sports.com. Here's the 1-2. Gonzalez checking the runner, no one covering. That pitch just missing, low and away. Counter run even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez shaking off the first sign from Mackie. 2-2, hit the other way. Picked at first by Trevino, taps on the bag for out number 2, but the runner will slide over to third base. 2 down in the inning. Trinidad now comes to the plate. So your defensive alignment, it goes conservative here with 2 outs. Your infielders can play back. Breaking ball missing for ball 1. Opposed to it being no outs or 1 out, you would have your infielders creep up in to check the runner on third. It's not the case here. Gonzalez with his glove hiding. This is going to be a pass ball, and 1 run will come across to score. I think the signs got mixed up there between Mackie and John Henry, and that 1 run puts the Jags on the board. It's a 1-0 Jags lead here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Scarborough comes in to score. Just by telling of the body language from Castillo, signs may have got tangled up there. That's in for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So the Jags get on the board. It's 1-0. And we'll call it on the wild pitch. Here's the 2-1. Up and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fastball. And for strike 2. And it's a called strike 3. He'll bring him up. But the damage is done. The Jags have a 1-0 lead as we head to the 6th inning. It'll be top of the order due up for the Bobcats. Alvarado, Castillo, and Ortega due up next. You're listening or tuning in to 956sports.com.
I don't care what anybody says. I like my fanny pack. You can keep all kinds of stuff in here. Like, look at this. Right now, I've got mushrooms. I like my mushrooms in my fanny pack and right under the bun of my steakhouse sirloin 3rd-pound burger from McDonald's. But you better hurry up, because they'll be gone in a zip. See how I did that? 100% North American sirloin, 100% perfect for lunch. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd-pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
Welcome back to the action here. Top of the 6th inning, and the Bobcats find themselves in a familiar predicament here, down 1-0 in the latter stages of this one. Alvarado, the leadoff man. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Bobcats want to get something going. They'd love to get something going right here at Alvarado with the base hit back up the middle, and they're just going to eat it. Infield single for Jaime Alvarado. Just what the doctor ordered, the Bobcats get their leadoff man aboard.
Catcher, number 2, Mackie Castillo.
Castillo comes to the plate. He's also 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 4th and a ground out in the 1st. Pickoff attempt. Standing on the bag safely is Alvarado. And another pickoff attempt. Again, we'd like to thank their sponsor, Access Insurance Agency, Rena Casas, proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast. The pitch is shot foul for strike 1. Castillo tried to move the runner over on the sac bunt. And again, these Bobcats have been in this spot before numerous times. Most recently, they were trailing 1-0 against Laredo United, in last week's matchup. That pitch high and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Resiliency is one thing, or is one way to describe these Bobcats. Here's the 1-1. This one laid down the first base side. And a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt. Tying run is on second. It's Castillo's sac bunt. Updated score, it's now 6-3. Georgetown starting to put together a little rally there against Mission Veterans. This brings up the third man in the order, Luis Ortega. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Would love to get a base hit here with the tying run aboard on second. 3-4-5. Meat of the order due up for the Bobcats. First pitch, that's a chopper back to the pitcher. And a huge 1-3 put out there. Wow, that is a big out there if you're San Antonio Johnson. You give up the infield single. The sacrifice moves the runner over with just 1 out. Ortega swinging on the first pitch, hits a chopper back to the pitcher. That's a big at-bat here from Trevino. 1 for 2 on the night with a ground out in the 2nd and a base hit in the 4th. Hitting from the left-handed side of the plate. Big hole out there in right center. Trinidad, the center fielder, creeping in. First pitch, strike 1 looking. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, laced in, just foul. Oh, I tell you what, folks, that ball stays fair. We're talking a 1-1 ball game and an RBI double for Trevino. That ball was shot down the first base line. I tell you what, baseball's a game of inches. Boy, was that close. Gonzalez in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a crack at it. 1-0's your score, top of the 6th inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down for the Bobcats, with Alvarado on second. Here's the 0-2. Well outside. Good eye there from Trevino. Jags fans wanted to ring him up. Not going to happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Here's the 1-2. And again, that one outside. Duble's trying to set up Trevino on the outside. Count on now run even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Check the runner on second. No one holding, but Alvarado will stand back up on the bag. And a good at-bat here from Trevino. Battling back in the count. We'll try it again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one poked the other way, foul. Staying alive in the count is Trevino. Had a base hit in the 4th inning. And a ground out in the 2nd. So we've got a final score. The Lady Greyhounds take game 1 by a final score of 4-2. They lead the series 1-0. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Cabinets Field in Corpus Christi. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, lifted to left field. And this one will land foul into the bleachers on the left side. Trevino getting an applaud from the Bobcat fans. So the Lady Greyhounds are now 1 win away from being back in the Final Four. Coming into this week, they were ranked number 1 in the state. Here we go. Here's the 2-2. Chopper to the third base side and a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes is the count. Two-two pitch. We'll try it again, and a good at-bat here from Trevino. This one swung on, lifted to center field. Moving to his left, camps under it is Trinidad for a big out, number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and a man left on. Trevino flies out to center field. Midway through the 6th, Jags 1, Bobcats nothing. You're tuning in to 956sports.com.
I bought my mother a new sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's and she thought it was just peachy. Peachy. Find out if your mother has more accurate taste buds than mine, sooner rather than later though. They're only around for a limited time. Not even a hint of peach. 100% North American sirloin, 100% delicious. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts.
Welcome back to 956sports.com. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Access Insurance Agency, Ms. Rena Casas, with the sponsorship of tonight's broadcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at 956sports, and you can like us on Facebook at 956sports. As we are underway here in the top half, or the bottom rather, of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Jags. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Sheffield. He's 0 for 1. Fly out in the first and a walk and a stolen base to his name in the 3rd inning. Fastball high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Jags. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats. As Sheffield just gets a piece of it. Foul. Henry deals the 1-2. Just getting a piece of it. Counter remain, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th, Mission Veterans 6, Georgetown 3. So the Patriots clinging to a 3-run lead. Looking to force a game 3. The 1-2 swung on. This one's shot foul. Counter remain, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody down. And a breaking ball, swung on and missed in the dirt. A drop 3rd strike. Another strikeout for Gonzalez. 1 up, 1 down. Jacob Kennedy comes to the plate. First pitch to Kennedy is in for a called strike 1. 1 for 2 on the night is Kennedy. Strikeout in the 3rd and a base hit back in the 1st. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in for a called strike 2. Kennedy taking both pitches right out of the gate. Falls behind in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, missing inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 9 o'clock hour. Game's been going for about an hour and a half. And a swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts for Gonzalez. Game time was at 7:30. So a rather quick one. 2 up, 2 down for the Bobcats. Dubles will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2, but as a pitcher, he has the shutout going. And I think if you're the Jags, you wouldn't mind that. It'll be 5, 6, 7, the order due up for the Bobcats when we head to the 7th inning. It'll be Gonzalez, Solis, and Aguirre. This one's lifted to left field. Ortiz on the jog, makes the grab for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Gonzalez as we head to the 7th inning. Jaguars 1, Bobcats nothing. It'll be Gonzalez, Solis, Aguirre. As we head to the 7th inning, you're tuning in to 956 Sports.
Kind of known for my impressions. So here's my impression of a sirloin 3rd pound burger from McDonald's if you don't get one soon. That's right, gone. Also, did that feel like 100% sirloin to you? Because it felt like 100% sirloin to me. 100% North American sirloin, 100% limited. Try all 3 sirloin 3rd pound burgers at McDonald's. Enjoy this lovin' while it lasts. Kind of known.
cause I'm going down the road to a brand new place, and I'll get there with a smile on my face, yeah. So lift me up, I'm moving on, singing and dancing while I play my song, yeah. I'm having a good time, keeping it going. Come on, clap your hands and won't you sing along, and now let's take it up high.
Welcome back to the action. Top of the 7th, and the last shot for the Bobcats here to either rally and tie it or take the lead. Middle of the order, Gonzalez, Solis, and Aguirre. Gonzalez steps into the box. Bobcats trail 1-0. Dubles back on the bump looking for the complete game shutout. Deals the first pitch up and away for ball 1. I'd mentioned before, it's like deja vu all over again for these Bobcats. Hoping to repeat last week's rally. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4A final in the Sweet 16. Hidalgo 2, Brazos Port nothing. The Pirates lead that series 1-0. That pitch well outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count. Solis waiting in the on-deck circle. And Gonzalez reached on a walk back in the 2nd inning and reached on an error in the 4th. A good eye there from John. It's the hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike. And Gonzalez draws his 2nd walk of the night. And the leadoff man is aboard. Gonzalez represents the tying run. Daniel Solis comes to the plate. And now they're going to call for a courtesy runner. That's going to be Manny Ibarra. So Ibarra, the courtesy runner for Gonzalez at first. Daniel Solis comes to the plate. Solis 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch low and away for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Valdez giving the signs to Solis. Taking the lead on first is Ibarra. And a pickoff attempt. Sliding back safely. So a large crowd to my left on the San Antonio side. And good crowd to my right for the EHS side. Tomorrow the San Antonio folks will make the trip down to the valley. And another pickoff attempt, and he's caught stealing at first. Picked off is Ibarra. And again, base running the issue. Caught like a deer in the headlights was Ibarra. 1 out in the inning. That's back to the drawing board. Nice pickoff move there from Dubles. The 1-0 swung on, fouled back. It's got to be a backbreaker if you're the Bobcats. You have the tie and run aboard. And Ibarra with some speed on the base paths just fell asleep, and that's a ground ball to the second baseman and a 4-3 put out, 2 outs, just like that. Kennedy over to Gilbert. Jags now 1 out away from taking game 1. So now the Jaguar fans getting up, some of them getting up on their feet for the final out. The batter is Aguirre. 2 down. Bobcats trail 1-0. First pitch missing for ball 1. This one lifted to right field. Back, making the grab is Sheffield, and that's out number 3, and the Jaguars take game 1 by a score of 1-0, your final score. And now the Bobcats trail the series 1-0. The series shifts to Edinburg, Texas tomorrow at Edinburg Baseball Stadium. Game 2 will start at 5 o'clock. If there is a game 3, it will be 30 minutes after game 2. So the final stat line, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats. The Jags, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, as the Jags get the 1 run back in that 5th inning on the wild pitch from John Henry Gonzalez. So Doubles gets the win tonight, and it's your final score. San Antonio Johnson 1, Edinburg High 0. Game 2, folks, will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Be sure to tune in to 956sports.com for all the action. I'm Kevin Aro, Jake Berry, saying so long and good night from San Antonio.